Good evening to you all, and thank you for joining us for our last club night. The idea of meeting up online came about from a conversation with my son, Scott, when I posed the question on how can we keep our dancing society alive during this pandemic. His reply was Zoom, and I said, "What is Zoom?" And as they say, the rest is history. So tonight we're going to look back over the last 50 weeks to remind us of all that we have achieved in our amazing journey. Brian Stevens hosted our first few meetings, and he is going to get this evening underway. Over to you, Brian.
Thank you, Neil, and good evening to you all. As Neil said, this is the 50th Set and Link night, but we have had, I think, either one or two AGMs. In fact, 50 is the right number anyway. And Margaret might be able to tell us if she gets a chance during the evening. I'm pretty certain a big chunk of us have done 100% attendance. So if Margaret gets a chance, perhaps during a break, she could put her numbers up. Anyway, we've had various hosts during the session. Most members have had a turn in introducing the various items. So thank you all for all you have done. And I'm not sure if anybody actually escaped the net, but if they did, they are very, very lucky. Hosting a meeting for some people can be quite challenging with a live audience in front of them. On a Zoom night, it seems much more relaxed as we are only talking into the camera on our laptops, iPads, etc. With all the members being on mute, the host cannot hear any murmurs of discontent or applause, if there is any, coming from the silenced audience, which would not be the case if the event was live in a hall. At a normal Set and Link meeting, the host would sometimes start with a joke, a poem, or a story, sometimes written by the hosts themselves. So thanks to those who did put pen to paper and compose their own party piece. I myself have written several pieces, some having been published in The Quake for all the world and his wife to read. And hopefully that won't have put anybody off Scottish country dancing. I hosted the first 4 weeks, as Neil said, from May 2020, and we did not start with the reading then. That was introduced by Alan when he took over from me. So he was responsible for the host having to find a suitable item to start with each week. So now may be the time to boo Alan, if you wish. As this is the last meeting of what I'm calling this non-dancing year, I thought I would write a suitable piece to end the session based on our Set and Link evenings and looking forward to starting Scottish country dancing again. So here we go. Set and Link classes have now come to an end. Thursday nights will be free to go shopping and spend. No more hosting, nor have your say. Old quiz questions now cast astray. Dance videos and music choices not needed again. Copies of talks can be now flushed down the drain. Neil can relax, no Zoom meetings to sort. We will give him an A+ on his term end report. We meet up on Wednesdays at St Andrew's Hall to refresh our dance formations, one and all. Looking to head to the autumn dance campaign when we hope proper classes can start again. The first time back in the hall will be full of tension. Perhaps all the members will give the teachers their full attention. So bye for now. See you all again soon. Hopefully in the flesh and not on Zoom. Practice your steps. Dance your Strathspeys, jigs and reels. And it's up on your toes, not down on your heels. Remember this, as up and down your hall you are prancing. Happiness is Scottish country dancing. Anyway, that ends my speech. but I have chosen a short video for you this evening. It's nothing at all to do with Scottish country dancing. It's of a man called Andrew Cotter and his two Labradors, Olive and Mabel. Andrew is a sports commentator, and he's had plenty of time during lockdown, as so many events he would be covering were cancelled. He does golf, rugby, I think he does the tennis as well. So he didn't have so much work, so he posted various videos of his dogs online. And apparently some have been viewed over 1 million times. So if you're ready, Neil, thank you very much.
Ah, poker night. Love it. And loving these cards. But this game is all about reading the other players. Okay, not a clue there, but that's why she's the best. I mean, look at her. God, she's good. Whereas this one, well, usually terrible, but actually looks pretty confident for once.
Have you got a good hand, have you? Have you got a good hand? Read them and weep. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, that's not a full house. That's dinosaur top trumps. No, we're playing poker. Yes. Right, you fold. Olive, down to you and me again. What? Yes, they're scary, but they died out millions of years ago. Don't worry about it. You didn't see one today. I told you, that was a cow. And a really quite angry farmer. Right, Olive, fancy taking on the big dog? A figure of speech. I will see your 20, and I will raise you 3 biscuits. Yes, this just got real. So what do you think, too rich for you? I do pay you in love and sofa use. Right, let's see them. 5 aces. See, this is the reason you're banned from casinos. Well, one of the many reasons. Yes, a Stegosaurus is really strong. Fine, there you go. Cash in, have the lot, take the biscuits. I think you've just eaten one of the chips as well. Maybe I'll at least give half to Mabel. You're a Tyrannosaurus Rex, ferocious. There you go. Thanks both of you for another great poker night. I'll see myself out. It's been a triumph. Well done, Olive. Bridge night on Thursday, yes? What? No, I have no idea if a Velociraptor's high or low in bridge. God.
Yes, if you get a chance, they're quite interesting. They're only a couple of minutes long, and there's quite a lot of them anyway. So back to you, Neil. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Well done. A great start. We're going to move on to Margaret.
I'm here to thank you all for the contributions we've had on poetry. And we've just had a marvellous example there that Brian's written. And we've had quite a few others composed by members. So it's been really good that people have put such a lot of effort in. We've also, just like that one, had quite a lot of nice comedy ones to keep us entertained. I've loved all the Pam Ayres ones, etc. But there's been a whole collection of things. And then, of course, we've had the ones that have been on topic, which have been great, really focusing in on things like we had the one on the swans, etc. We've had ones on dancing. And along with this theme, I'm going to read you the poem I wrote some years ago for one of our annual balls. Now, this was a new thing to me, all this going to the balls with this parade at the beginning, etc. And so I wrote a poem which was published in our magazine. Well, that's now some years since, so I thought I'd read it to you now. It's just 7 o'clock and I'm now sitting down in the big civic hall in Old Braunston town. The car's safely parked. Hung my coat with no cues, and we're early enough to put on our dance shoes. My dress is part covered in bright coloured lace. My hair has been styled so it frames round my face. The lights in the room cast a lovely warm glow. It's our annual ball. I must go with the flow. As the MC announces the start of the show, the band starts its playing, so those in the know now quickly get up, invite partners to dance, then all get in a line and start to advance. My partner then asks, would I like to join him, as he sure doesn't like to be left out on a limb. With hands lightly joined, we walk onto the floor. the grand parade is starting upon its first tour. As we all parade on around the large hall, the sound of the music kept us in its thrall. Our MC then splits us into 2 separate rows, to the right and the left in different flows. We come to the bottom, we're grouped into 4s, like on an excursion arranging the tours. The MC splits us again to the left and the right. The dancers all now look a very smart sight. The next time round, we are now into 8s. Please make up square sets, the MC then states. But we are now down at the end of the hall, and the numbers for our set are rather too small. Can't dance in a square unless we have 8. A plea goes up quickly. We patiently wait. We really are lucky some more join our set. There's some late arrivers, so there was no need to fret. The reel's due to begin. We all curtsy and bow. I hope I remember all those figures somehow. Then the visiting band plays a wonderful tune with a rhythm that's this good, I could dance until noon. We dance round our corners, then our partners also. We star round in the middle and go with the flow. We turn by the right and out at the side. Now it's right and left hands we take as we glide. Next it's into the middle and then pivot round, fingers all pointing out, now seem to abound. Soon back with our partners, we're turning once more. Then we're being promenaded around on the floor. The men flick their wrists and the ladies all spin. We honour our partners. And then with a large grin, a loud set of cheers are showered on the band to show that an encore would really be grand. The evening flows quickly. There's no time to rest. To dance to live music, it really is best. They play slow strathspeys and fast jigs and reels. There's also a break for bring and share meals. We chat to our friends and drink from our glasses. We've entered the raffle with some very nice prizes. They've sold many tickets. There's laughter and fun as it's announced yet again that Doris has won. So many new partners who ask for a turn as the dancers announce. I'm so glad I did learn all those figures and settings they taught us in class, so I can join in and dance with the mass. I seem to remember most of the new dances, and when I do not, there's some quite helpful glances. My crib helps a bit. I thought that it might, and time flies so fast, I danced the whole night. The Bees, Irish Rover, the new Rutland Reel, and Sunshine and Sweeties now seem no big deal. My shoes have some padding. There's a nice wooden floor, yet the soles of my feet start to feel a bit sore. When the MC announces the last final dance, I give to my partner a nod and a glance. I know that this jig is our last chance for fun, as our ball of the year will so soon be done. With much haste and speed, we dash onto the floor. We don't want to miss out if they do not need more. If the sets are made up and we're not in the group, we might not be there for that grand final whoop. No need to worry, there's still Auld Lang Syne, where we form a big circle and don't stand in line. We're soon holding hands. As the song gains in pace, then it's into the middle. Help, there's no space. We fall about laughing. Brian kisses a man. Did he really mean that? Was it one of his clan? Or was he, as usual, just trying to have fun? So we're not quite so sad that the evening is done.
Thank you for that. Thank you for your contribution. Right, we're going to move on to a mini Have Your Say and Jill.
Hi,
Over to
everybody.
you, Jill.
Yeah, lovely to see everybody. And before I start, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to a first timer who has arrived tonight, Fiona Wingate. Hi, Fiona. I'm so glad you got here. And perhaps we'll speak in a moment. Okay, I'm just going to start off by doing a little resume of Hello and Have Your Say. The whole idea behind starting the Set and Link Club Night was to keep members connected during the lockdown period. What we didn't realise was how long that was going to continue for. The team soon recognised that it was important to get everyone to participate during the evening. And so we came up with the idea of Hello and Have Your Say. Each member was to be invited to share their news with us, and it turned out to be a revelation. We thought we knew each other, but there was so much more to discover. People with hidden talents and interests. It was just absolutely amazing. During those difficult months at the beginning, we found through this Hello and Have You Say that we were all feeling the same. We were a group of dancers who enjoy the exercise, the music, and especially the social interaction between us all. And we were missing that. Through Hello and Have Your Say, we rectified that. And on our talk, on our little Have Your Says, walking was probably the most popular pastime at the beginning. But because some of our members were bird watchers, we all benefited from now being able to identify some of the birds we saw on our walk. Recipes were exchanged. And we started making lemon curd in the microwave, thanks to Margaret. Books and television programmes were recommended. New crafts were tried. And then, of course, there were the jigsaws. There was something there for everyone. Out of these Hello and Have Your Say, the team realised that we could ask our members to give us a talk on their hobbies or their stories about their families or the holidays they'd been on. So these revelations became a very important part of our club night. So on behalf of the team, I would like to thank you, all of you, because without you, this process would not have been the success it has been. We will go back to dancing knowing that we have kept connected during the last 15 months and 50 club nights. And we have also built on all those existing friendships. Tonight, we're going to have a mini version of Hello and Have Your Say. Instead of me going round everybody, the idea is, I know that some of you would really like to say something. So what I want you to do now is, if you really want to say something, would you like to put your hand up? Alan's going to, and keep them raised, because then I can just see who wants to say something and I can come round to you in turn. So if there's anybody who'd like to say something, could you put your hand up?
John Long.
John Long, right. And Jenny. But before I go over to John, we have had an email from Marion, which I want to read some of it to you. She says, I'm writing to you and your Set and Link team, as I'm afraid that I won't be able to join you this evening. I hope you all have a great evening. I'd like to say what an amazing task undertaken by you and your team to keep us all so well in touch and provide such interesting and inspiring programs each week. I know that this has been a massive amount of work for all your team, but especially for you, Neil. And I have to say that I'm hugely grateful. It has certainly inspired me, and I'm sure many others. So it was a really nice email from Marion, which I thought I'd share with you. Anyway, okay, let's have John and Muriel.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to see you all again, and so sad that it's the last time, because you'll all be able to join up in Leicester soon, and we'll still be stuck here probably. We should be totally bereft on Thursday evenings without your company. It's really kept us going, hasn't it?
It made it a lot easier to take.
To take the lockdown and
Yeah.
the isolation. Yeah. Anyway, we had a couple of things that we wanted to say at the end last week, and we didn't get to say them because the evening ended. We've now got 3 things. The first one is about me, so I'll say that and I can pass over to John. I've been told in England that I was suffering from borderline osteoporosis. I've been taking horrible medication for it for 4 years. I knew it was time I had another scan, so I managed to organise one here. And Wednesday last week, I went for this scan and I was told that I never had any tendency towards osteoporosis at all. So I had their blessing to stop taking the medication, and I'm highly delighted about that. I went for a scan originally because I'd had 3 fractures, but one of them was in a car accident and the other 2 were skiing. And what the person who I said that to the first scan didn't realise was those were all high impact things which wouldn't be caused by osteoporosis. So at least I've got the reprieve now. That's my good news.
Brilliant.
Next one. Oh, yes. Tomorrow is a very important day in our life in France, because we have been waiting now since the 12th of December last year. And tomorrow we have our interview and they take our fingerprints, and we are probably going to get residency here in France. All that really means is that we don't have to spend less than 90 days in any 180 here. We can stay as long as we like, or as little as we like. So,
no, not as little as we like. We have to be here 6 months out of the year,
yeah,
spread out whenever we
yeah,
choose.
Yeah.
The rest of the time we can be in England, as long as it's just over 6 months.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. And tonight we had a third thing which has happened, and that was the people at the British Embassy got a lot of people together who are homeowners and residents in France, and we celebrated the Queen's birthday.
Online event.
An online event.
And we got an invitation.
Yes. Right. So that's pretty much all of the important stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you much
again,
for letting
everybody,
for
letting us be part of the
yes
RSCDS again.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to have you. You know, when we haven't been able to see you and you haven't been able to come over, it's just nice to be able to keep in contact with you and to see you. And Muriel, are you now leaping around now that you haven't got osteoporosis?
Yes. Unfortunately, I gave up skiing, my greatest passion.
Love, yeah.
Because of the danger.
And there wasn't any.
I didn't need to.
How, yeah, that's very frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very.
Got that many years on now, and I think probably it's not a good idea to start again.
No, maybe not. Maybe not, no. And congratulations on getting your residency. That'll be a lot easier for you.
We're still...
We hope that it's automatic, but...
yeah, well, we'll keep them crossed, we know definitely. Anyway, it's been lovely having you join us. It really has.
Thank you for letting us be there.
No,
hope to see you before too long.
Lovely. Okay, and then I think Jenny wanted to say something. So could we go over to Jenny, please, Neil?
Hi. Yeah, I didn't know anybody else wanted to say anything. I just wanted to say what this has all meant for me, if you don't mind. The fact that I was only a Tuesday afternoon person who did the dancing, and I would obviously see some of you if I went to a social. But first of all, if I saw you, I never really knew your names. And then there are people amongst you that I'd never met before at all. And what was special on Wednesday, Sandra, was seeing you for real. I've never even seen you before. And that's really, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been involved in this, and how it used to be a bit of a highlight of my week to divert me from everything else that was going on. Just to see you all and have a chat and listen to everybody's experiences and share things. And that was just what it was. It was great. And I just want to say thank you for the teachers for getting us going on the exercise and getting our minds working and our bodies working. And let's just look forward to the day when we can all get back to normal. So just thank you. That's all.
Oh, thank you very much for that, Jenny. But you would be surprised that even for some of us who've known each other for many, many years, we found out things about other people that we'd never knew before. So it's been like that for everybody. It really has.
Yeah, good.
Fiona, did you want to say something, as we have never had hello and have your say with you, because it's just lovely to see you again.
Well, thank you for letting me back in. I do have a habit of turning up for the party, as those who know me do.
We'll let you off.
So no, just nice to see everybody, and you know, Jill's been very kind in filling me in, and good to see people well. And just sorry, I haven't. It never occurred to me to get organised sooner. But for me, the last year has actually been incredibly busy work-wise. I had 4 months up in Hull, 2 months down in London last July, which has been fairly challenging. But yeah, looking forward to being able to get back. You'll be glad to hear that I have been practicing to set, because you all know how difficult I find that. But yeah, really great to see you, and like everybody, hoping that we'll be in some state and being able to get together and dance fairly soon. But thank you for letting me back in the door.
No, it's lovely to have you back, Fiona. It really is, and you're looking really great. Do you have a nice holiday in Derbyshire?
Oh, we had a great time. Yeah, we did about 43 miles over 2 days. So yeah, and lots of cake.
Of course. Wherever you go for a walk, you have to have a tea room at the end. That's
yes, absolutely, and possibly one in the middle as well.
Yes. Anyway, it's lovely to see you, and hopefully we'll see you on the dance floor. We'll keep you in touch with when things are happening, and
absolutely, and I'll get organised. Believe it or not, I'm going to try and get organised once in my life.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much. Lovely to be back.
Fiona. Was there anybody else? Sorry, let me just have a quick go back into gallery. Anybody else wanted to say anything, or are we okay? Okay, I just want to finish with another poem. I'm sorry to bore you with poems, but this is by the Pam Ayres of the Scottish dance world, and her name's Pat Butt. And I thought this was very fitting, this poem. It's called Old Friends. We're a group of Scottish dancers, and our years are showing through. Our aging feet don't always do the things we want them to. We sometimes don't remember, and we often take shortcuts. And any youngsters watching us would no doubt think we're nuts. Our muscles may be bandaged up, our rheumatism bad, but we'll think when we're really old of all the fun we've had. The crippling agony of cramp, the drives through rain and sleet, assorted ligaments we've pulled, the aching of the feet. Ah, happy days of jolly fun. And when the season ends, or when this pandemic ends, the main thing we are left with is a lovely lot of friends. Thank you very much, everybody. Over to you, Neil.
Thank you. Okay, right. Thank you so much, Jill. And we're going to move now on to John, who is going to, I don't know what John's going to do, but something to do with quizzes, I think.
Thank you, Neil. I have to share the screen. That's the only way I can communicate these days. So here we go. I hope everybody can see this screen. Yes, so what I'm going to try and do is to review the 50 or so quizzes that we've had during our set and link sessions. And I've given myself 5 minutes to do that, which is about 6 seconds for each quiz. Well, thankfully, my memory isn't good, and I can only recall less than half of those. So that makes things a bit easier. Now, many of you were invited to prepare quizzes, and a lot of you that did that asked me to present your quiz in the form of a slideshow. Now, I'm only too keen to do that because then I can't take part in the quiz. And I'm no good at quizzing. I can't remember anything, and even if I can remember the answer, I can't recall it. So I've enjoyed presenting the slideshows. Now, because, as most of you know, we're registered as a charity, Microsoft kindly give us a few copies of their Office suite of software for free. Your committee is starting to use this software to help them to manage our branch more efficiently. One program that comes with Office is called PowerPoint, and that is what I've been using for the quizzes. So over the 50 or so sessions, we've had many themes. Quite a few were general knowledge, but there were many other themes that added additional interest. Some of them I'm listing: birds, places in Leicester that we had to recognise, sweets and confectionery, I think that was one of Brian's, movie films, which I might come back to in a minute, authors of various books and things, Burns Night themes, animals in hats, Scottish dances, of course, there were several around that. I think it was Brian again who came up with this wonderful idea of having a quiz on numbers, and it ended up with an answer of 5,000 and something, which very few of us managed to achieve. Flowers and herbs, tartans, and so on. We made use of pictures, and a good example of that is the one that Chris Ronalds did, not just a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And these pictures all represent Scottish dances, which I'm sure you will all recall. These are Maggie Knockiter, Shifting Bobbins, and so on. I won't go through them all because I can't remember them all. Now, we use PowerPoint's Zoom facility to share sound and video. And as someone mentioned earlier, we did quite a bit on bird song, and this was a quiz on bird song. Move on from that. Oh yes, this is another video on I mean, no dancing quiz would be complete really without Sarah and Ginger Rogers.
No, never.
Well, that's the end, folks. But I'm going to use the end to give you a glimpse of some of the tricks that PowerPoint has up its sleeve. Some of these you'll recognise. The sort of things you can do are listed as, I've now moved into the edit mode on PowerPoint, and so this is how you build up the presentation. And one thing that you'll recognise is curtains. We use those quite a bit. And there are plenty of others. Wind, draped, fall over, and so on. And in addition to the transitions between one slide and the next, it allows you to do animation. So if you want to animate this word, the end, then you go into animations, and the one I commonly use is fly in. That makes it fly in. But there's loads of others. It can split, it can wipe, it can produce a wheel effect, wheel going round, random bars, row and turn, zoom, swivel, bounce. And so that's it, folks. Thank you very much for listening.
The next part of the program is going to be all about the talks. And as Jill said earlier, that this developed over the weeks and have played a really important part in our weekly programs. So all the presenters of a wide variety of talks, which we have all enjoyed over the last 50 weeks. A big, big thank you. Sit back and enjoy our snapshot resume of the amazing presentations. European and Australian birds. Greg shared his knowledge and his passion with some amazing photographs of birds around the world. Memorable events on video. Keith Alton, Summer School, 2002. Steam railway trip to the Rockies. A memorable reminder of a group trip to Menacey in France. Mary presented Holly, their granddaughter, dancing achievements, and a stage production by the WI called Scene 80. London Canal Trip by Diana and John, which took in the Thames Ring, which passes through Regent's Park. Garden Model Railway by John, the engineer, who built and created a model railway around his garden. The Great Outdoors, Margaret and Ralph. Together they walked the Highland Way. Then Ralph completed a TGO challenge on the west coast of Scotland over 14 days and a total of 162 miles. Wow. And here they are enjoying their lemon curd, which Margaret
made in the microwave.
Made in the microwave. Thank you for that. The Skeletons in the Cupboard. Jenny Moritz story of her aunt who was a member of the famous Bluebell Girls and inspired Jenny to start dancing. Her brother John, a musician, played the banjo and was part of the Pasadena Roof Orchestra. All About Bees, George Shepherd, over 4 weeks, guided us through the importance and the life cycle of bees, from the queen bee to the final jar of honey. Trip to New Zealand, Kia ora. Alan Mounser gave us a snapshot of their special visit to the Maori village, where they were made most welcome, which is the meaning of Kia ora. Unexpected connection. Jeff Hall's family tree showed his grandfather, who was brother to Kate Middleton's great-grandfather. And Jeff's daughter, also called Kate, has 3 children, similar age to William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. History of the Scottish dance music. Marion split this topic into 3 parts. Early instruments, a harp, a viola, fiddle, and pipes. Composing and publishing. Miss Johnson of Ardrossan. James Scott Skinner, 1843 to 1947, the Strathspey King. Three dances you've just seen were to demonstrate the various tempos. The last one was Maxwell's Rant. Arctic Journey. Sue Tompkinson shared her remarkable journey to the Arctic Circle with some stunning photographs of the landscape and some of their inhabitants. Other British seafarers: Brian Stevens, Matthew Flinders, English navigator and cartographer, Henry Hudson, sea explorer and navigator. Captain George Vancouver, British officer of the Royal Navy, expedition to North America. A fascinating historical story. Wild photography, Glenn D. Yeldon, after many visits to the African game reserves, has built up a vast collection of spectacular photographs of animals in their natural environment. Textiles, art in textiles, Janet Donnell's newfound passion, creating impressive artworks from fabrics, fibers, threads, and stitching. Abbotsbury Swannery, Sue Reynolds, took us on a visit to the Swannery, where there are up to 900 swans. Well worth a trip to see and experience so many swans in one place. How a dance is created, Chris Ronald. He has created many dances for social and teaching purposes, published in various books. Here is a short clip from Slithering House, followed by MacDonald of Keppoch medley. Teachers Challenge, dance lessons, online, not possible, I hear you cry, but they did with the aid of video clips, diagrams, and an amazing achievement. And I think you will agree, we are fortunate to have 7 talented and experienced teachers in our Leicester branch. Thank you to you all. Special night celebrated. St Andrews, Armistice Day, Christmas party, and Hogmanay, of course. Here are some group shots of St Andrews and of our Christmas party. Thank you to you all, our presenters. Well, you might have said couldn't have been some music. And I did have some background music, but then I decided that it was going to clash with the music on the dances. And John explained about PowerPoint, but we've only been learning how to use it this last year. And my skills of being able to switch the music off halfway through when I wanted was beyond me. So unfortunately, there was a lot of silence, but I did the best I could. I hope you've enjoyed it.
I was flicking through some stuff yesterday, believe it or not, and I now know why we call hello, goodbye, setting, hello, goodbye, setting. And it all began because when it was first described by Miss Milligan, Jean Milligan, she said, as you meet them, you say hello. And as you set away from them, you say goodbye. And I thought, now I know why it is called hello, goodbye setting. Because as I said to you in my class, the original book where the dances are in, it never says that. So I just thought I'd share that little snippet with you all, if that's all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, moving on to Rona. Rona, if you're ready.
Yes.
Thank you, Rona.
Yes, I am ready. And I'm talking about the dance videos that we've watched. And some of them obviously are going to clash with what Neil's just shown us. But anyway, I think this is our 52nd Set and Link Club night. And we have watched a dance video at most of them. These have included recordings of dancing trips abroad, Menacey, we just heard about, to ones such as Mary and Keith's granddaughter, Holly, in New Zealand, dancing Highland in the appropriate costumes, and that was just mentioned as well. After George's talk on beekeeping, we watched the Bees of Maganokita with the set dressed in yellow and black. There was also one with Pudsey for children in need, which we've just seen. And Doc, Sleazy, Sleepy, etc. dressed up for Haunt of the Gnomes. Lots of dances are videoed at summer school on Thursday nights at the Younger Hall, usually dances from the latest books. And if you want to see how a dance is done, there's usually a video to be found for it. Greg managed to find the one at summer school of me being interviewed for Scottish TV, with several of our members dancing in their classes. Also, there was the time at the White Rose Festival when we danced the tartan. It was a difficult one, especially on the grass of the sports field. I've mentioned a few, but we have seen many more. And Greg is good at finding the recordings and has videoed quite a few for us. So thank you, Greg. Each year at the ASCDS Festival, Leicester does a display. And so for the final dance video of our last club night, I have chosen our 2004 demonstration entitled Another Silver Celebration. It includes The Jovial Gentleman, devised by Doris, Wellington Street by Mary, and The Silver Taj, also by Doris. They are from our Silver Collection book. I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed dancing it. I hope you all enjoyed that anyway.
Myself and Rona danced the Silver Taj when we went to Guernsey in 2013 for their weekend. So it spread its net far and wide.
We are now going to, I'm going to now return to Jill, who's going to do the next section, if I may, Jill.
Thank you, Neil. Yeah, if you like, I'll read the first paragraph, and then if you want to show the photos.
Yes, yes, please. It gives me a moment. Thank you.
It might. Okay, so this is a little bit about the day class. Last September, when restrictions had eased slightly, the committee and teachers decided to explore the possibility of starting a socially distanced Scottish dance class. The first task was to find a venue. St Stephen's was not able to meet the COVID guidelines, so eventually we found St Andrew's Church Hall in Ayleston. It has been a perfect venue. It has a large hall with a sprung floor, which accommodates 20 people at 2-metre distances, and it's well ventilated and it covers all the guidelines. We had a trial session in September with the committee and the teachers to get our heads around the practicalities. And we had one class before Boris put us back into lockdown. But at least we knew we could run a socially distanced class. So it wasn't, you know, it was okay. So Neil has been busy taking some photographs since we've been back in May. And I think he's just going to run a few as I speak. Are you okay, Neil? Right. So we started up the class again on the 26th of May and have been meeting every Wednesday morning since. It is very different dancing on your own. I do have to say that. It's quite different teaching as well. Warm-ups and footwork practice is fine, but formations and dances are not so easy. It's a mental challenge to imagine dancing with a partner and visualizing the other two couples. But as the weeks have gone on, it has become easier. Everyone has enjoyed the sessions, meeting everyone face to face, and it's just wonderful to hear the music and dance to it. So here are a few still shots. I know sometimes they're not smiling because they're all having to concentrate really, really hard. But I do assure you that everybody was enjoying themselves. This is the last one's a warm-up session, just in case you're worrying. I think here we're doing double triangles. And as you can see, the men are facing one way and the ladies are facing other, but it gives you a good view of the hall. Here, I don't know whether we're doing Allemande maybe, or maybe it was the knot. Could have been the knot. Unwinding. I'm not quite sure what they're doing there, but it looks pretty active. Still a lot of concentration going on there. And we've got a few more people there, and they're really beginning to dance now within their 2-metre square. I love this shot because it really shows the movement that we're actually managing to get when we're actually dancing, which is lovely to see. It looks as if you're about to take off. I don't know what you're doing there.
Circle.
Oh yes, a circle. Thank you. So it's even difficult to know what you're doing. But there again, it gives you a good picture of the hall and how light and bright it is. And it is a lovely floor. This is, I think, turning corner pass and turn for the corners. It's a nice action photo of Mary, Stella and Maureen and John. So that gives you a little taster of what we've been trying to do. And as I say, at least it's getting us back into dancing, listening to the music, moving to it, and also getting together, which has been absolutely lovely. We have been trying to find other halls, and we have been, the members have been great in in giving us some suggestions, which we've been and followed up. And we have put together a survey, and it is on the Set and Link weekly newsletter that went out last Tuesday, wasn't it, Neil?
Yes.
If you just click on the link to the survey and click the boxes that you feel are appropriate to you, for both the evening class on a Thursday and a day class. Sorry, there's evening classes on a Thursday and a Friday evening, and day classes on Wednesday. So if you can just make sure you fill in that survey before Monday, that would help us, because we are having to sort of provisionally book the halls until we get all your preferences. Thank you very much.
The evening is drawing to a close. I hope you have enjoyed our look back over what has been an extraordinary chapter in our lives, but somehow we have managed to find our way through the last 14 months. We hope that in a small way, our weekly club night has helped us to keep in touch in a way we had never envisaged on our computer screens. You would never have thought our computers would play such an important part in our lives. Thank goodness for technology. All this has only been made possible with the dedication and commitment from the Set and Link team, who have met each Friday to review and plan our club nights. To Jill and Rona for their careful choices of dance videos to keep our dancing spirits alive. To Brian for all his ideas and hostings. To Greg, who has spent many hours creating, editing all the many special videos, including the Teacher's Challenge dance formation training videos, which have been uploaded to our YouTube channel. To Margaret for her weekly contribution and keeping the record of attendance. To John, our quizmaster, who presented and showed the weekly quizzes much enjoyed by us all. To Alan, coerced onto the team to write the resume for our weekly programme over the last few months. And finally, to my partner, my soulmate, Jan, has supported me not only keeping me fed, watered, but with her many words of wisdom and encouragement. Without her support, none of this would have been possible. The biggest thanks is to you all for logging on each week. Thank you. I hand you over to Doris Buchanan, our president.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sure you will agree with me that we've had an excellent final evening on Zoom. I cannot believe we had 50 Set and Link meetings. I will be sorry we can't meet on a Thursday evening on Zoom. It has been great keeping in touch with all of my dancing friends. None of the meetings would have taken place if it wasn't for all the hard work of Neil and his team of helpers. There is a lot of expertise needed to produce Thursday evenings with videos, dance and music choices, and also talks on various subjects over the weeks, which has been very interesting to all of us. We hope it won't be too long before we'll be able to dance normally again with a partner. A very big thank you to Neil for the time he has spent on producing the Quaif for us also. Thanks to everyone who has contributed to keeping the Leicester branch members of the RSCDS well informed during this difficult time. And I think we should have a toast to Neil and his team, if you've got a glass. Cheers.
Thank you. Doris, thank you very much for those kind words. So we're coming to the final bit where we are going to require some hand linking. Well, there we are. What a fantastic way to end. We should probably have titles scrolling up because there's credits to so many people, but that ending was chosen by Jill, having spent several hours trying to find the most suitable ending. I think that was a splendid ending.